What's going on, guys? SasDood here. You can just call me Saz. I hope everyone is having a great day. The day's not so great because, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about YouTube's new monetization policies and why it's going to be harder for smaller channels like mine and newer YouTubers to get monetized. So I just want to do a rundown of what the monetization policy is and what's changing and how it affects me, and kind of just like the general discussion of the landscape of YouTube as a whole. Talk about a lot of things that I've had a lot of personal gripes with that I've kind of kept silent about for a long time through my 2.5 years of uploading. Right, so uh, the memberships monetization policy has not changed. It's still, I think, 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, which is fine. I mean, I don't understand why they separate them. If you're monetized enough to for YouTube to take the cut from subs and memberships and the like, then you should just have ads on your channel regardless. But the policy that's being changed is watch time used to be 1,000 subscribers, which has remained the same. And this is for advertisements, for you to get money from advertisements on your channel. It's changed. So 1,000 subscribers has changed, has stayed the same. I mean, I apologize, but watch time has went from 4,000 hours to 8,000 hours, and that's for long form content. For short form content, it's 10 million watch hours to 20 million watch hours, which is quite frankly insane on both categories. And for the shorts, it's 90 days. You must keep a consistent 20 million views across 90 days as a shorts creator in order to stay in the YouTube partner program, which is quite frankly insane because I don't know who's pulling 20 million subscribers besides AI channels and Roblox slop channels. You know what I mean? But first, let's talk about the first change, which is from 4,000 hours to 8,000 hours. Quite frankly, hitting 1,000 subscribers is really hard for anybody, let alone even the most dedicated of YouTubers. But that's fine, right? The 4,000 hours was at least manageable, but the problem is your progress gets reset because it's based on a yearly policy. So 1 year you could have, you know, 3,900 hours of watch time, and then you don't make that 100 hours of watch time, it gets reset back down to zero, I believe. So you're gonna have to make up those watch time hours anyways. You have to start it all over again, and that's really hard. What small content creator who's sitting below 1,000 subscribers or 500 subscribers is getting 4,000 watch hours spread across multiple videos? Barely anybody. There's literally 99% of the time, the only reason you get 4,000 watch hours as a smaller creator is because your video hit the algorithm lottery and YouTube just decided to push your video, whether it's new or old, into the algorithm, into the feeds of viewers, and you get a lot of views that way. But that never translates to subscribers. High views does not mean a positive transfer over to subscribers, at least a bunch of them, right? So now let's go to shorts, 10 million to 20 million. I'm not a shorts creator. I just repost my videos as shorts, 60 seconds, and I upload them. And it's going from 10 million to 20 million with the added asterisk that you need to make 20 million views every 90 days. So every month, was it 2 months and a half, 20 million views to stay in the partner program. That's still quite ridiculous, because no channel is pulling even 10 million as a smaller creator, as a shorts only creator. If you're a smaller channel, no one's doing that. The only people I see that get likes and comments are those movie shorts that just play a scene of a movie, or like, hey, did you know, no, this actor made up the same scene, whatever, made up the scene, or something like that. You've all seen it. You've all been on the shorts. I've been on the shorts. I'm guilty of being on the shorts and the TikToks as well. But this monetization policy is just really bad, and I kind of want to go into like the deep dive of about why these policies are hypocritical, right? And I'm not reading off a script. I just got the bullet points right here. So this is just off the dome. So subscribers stay the same. That's fine. But this is hypocritical because YouTube states that this new monetization policy is there to combat AI creators and to give monetization over to those who truly deserve it rather than people who spam AI shorts and AI content. And YouTube has generally said that they want to crack down on AI content, but that has not been a thing, right? So if we go back to when they removed dislikes, as everyone knows how they removed dislikes, they mentioned that the reason was removing dislikes helps newer content creators, feel better about themselves and to prevent viewers from, dislike bombing a video or from seeing a video being automatically disliked and moving on. And this is hypocritical because if a video is disliked, it's mainly disliked for a very valid reason, whether it's a scam, whether it's like a Roblox type of scam or a Fortnite scam, or it's a virus video trying to, ransomware or something like that, right? And then you take away dislikes, and I use extensions on my computer and my phone to bring back the dislikes, YouTube revamps, and I use Brave and I use extensions to bring back the dislikes. It's these two policies are one and the same because removing dislikes does not help the creator at all, and neither does adding the watch hours because it just incentivizes more AI and more spam on the YouTube channel. I personally believe that YouTube added this new policy because they want to pay out less. In no way, shape, or form does this combat AI, as they barely reinforce their policies on AI, and they continue to ban countless of animated channels, countless of human-made channels, and they do not give support to creators who are not in the YouTube Partner Program. You have no line of support. You have no channel manager unless you are partnered, and even then, they barely help you. You have to complain on Twitter about it. I personally believe that YouTube wants to keep more money to themselves as they transition from a video creating service over into a TV/streaming platform, as they hold a monopoly on the channel. Now, what does this mean for viewers who upload more higher quality content, or creators who upload less slop content? You know what I mean? Uh, for the creators who upload higher quality content and those who upload only every few months or every 6 months, these requirements basically kill these channels entirely because you cannot just rely on high views and videos spaced out to help you get into the monetization policy, right? High views and algorithmically viewed videos do not equal high subscribers at all. And even if you have, a million views on a video, sometimes there won't be any subscribers, or you'll find very little people who stick around to your channel, or they do stick around for a couple of videos after that and they unsubscribe because the algorithm decided to push one video out that is different from your other videos, and they don't want to see whatever other videos that are outside of the algorithmically pushed video uh showcased, right? And I just want to say that this affects those types of channels as well as channels like mine. And I don't mean to make this all about myself, but I see similar channels to mine, art channels, video game channels, tech channels, things like that, who upload more niche content, more educational content, less low quality, sloppy, AI enhanced content. And this policy favors more of AI spam channels, more lower quality channels, and more frequently uploading channels. Because if you raise the requirement for something, then people are just going to put more effort into making lower effort content in order to reach that threshold, if that makes sense. And it just doesn't really make sense because YouTube monetizes itself, and you give it permission by uploading and creating an account, whatever. It uses its permission, my permission, I guess, using my content. It scrapes my artwork, my stories, and my posts, as well as other people's content, and posts and art, and they use it to feed their AI. And this, then they force this raise in monetization policies on people, and tells other content creators that yes, you're not basically allowed on this platform. They are pushing you out of the platform. They're pushing you out of the algorithm. And the more they change these policies and you know, combat the AI, the more it just pushes channels like mine away and pushes other channels away that work on more higher quality videos at a slower rate, or those people who are perhaps burnt out and they don't want to upload every single day for the rest of their lives, right? And let's be realistic. Let's not straw man. Let's not make any, you know, false equivalences. Let's not be ignorant. There are no other platforms to upload on that are better than YouTube when it comes to this type of content. Yes, you can upload on Facebook. I've tried uploading on Facebook. It does not work. Unless you're a shorts only creator, which I might do again on Facebook, but I might not. Facebook does not work. Instagram does not work. What other video sharing websites? You have Rumble, you have Odyssey, you have Camtape. Camtape is cool, but it's not the same reach. You know what I mean? It's not the same lottery hitting scheme that YouTube is, right? And quite frankly, I'm tired of people saying to just upload higher quality content, to make better thumbnails, and to carve out a niche when you're still a slave. And yes, I'm going to use the word slave because you're a slave to the algorithm. You miss a week or two, all your videos tank. I've seen it personally. I've missed an upload a week or two, and it just gets no more uploads. It gets no more views. YouTube doesn't push it out at all. Your videos tank. Sometimes it's because of your thumbnail or because it's your title. Sometimes your video just doesn't get pushed out to the sub box. Sometimes you, as a subscriber or a viewer, get unsubscribed for no reason. That was such a big issue, and it probably still is. And sometimes the video just doesn't get pushed out. And I just want to say that as a content creator, diversifying your channel is the worst thing that can happen to you on YouTube, no matter the size. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that YouTube and the algorithm, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, is that the algorithm and that the bot that YouTube has created, this monster, only wants low quality fast food type of content. It wants you to upload frequently. It wants you to lie to your audience. It wants you to be immoral, and it wants you to clickbait. And the more you do this, the faster your channel will grow. And if you choose to go against the grain and not do this, your channel will be algorithmically suppressed and you will not be able to upload any, and you won't get anything on your uploads anymore. There is no more room for higher quality, more educational content or documentaries anymore. And I've witnessed this as YouTube has changed their policies from hours watched to watch time to view based to click based to click through ratios. When I was a teenager, I'm turning 26 next month. I've seen the fall of YouTube in real time from the likes of, Tobuscus and PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye all the way to now. You get Mr. Beast and you got freaking, people like that, right? Logan Paul and Jake Paul and things like that. And I'm meaning to comment on this, but there is a consistent fall and algorithmic suppression from YouTube on a lot of these channels. And I've seen it particularly happen to our channels from the beginning of COVID to now. So six-year time period where these types of channels blew up during COVID. People were at home a lot and they get a lot of subscribers and views and such. So then people go back to work and, they deal with their lives and such and so. And the viewers stop watching and the subs start unsubscribing, or maybe they don't even unsubscribe. They just get less, these channels just get less views. And it's kind of like a slippery slope type of like toilet drain, because the less your viewers watch your videos, the less they engage, the less they like, the less that YouTube wants to push out your content. And, that's unfortunately, you would think that if a video, like this isn't your fault, you're just uploading regularly, but YouTube is suppressing you because it sees that there's a lack of interest in your channel and no longer pushes it. You would think that, oh, if this guy's, failing a little bit or like is being suppressed, you want to help them. You would want to help them, try to push out new videos and stuff like that. And that's not how it works. YouTube will just keep circling your channel down the drain until you just give up or you move to another platform. And I think that's what YouTube wants to do, because once you start stagnating and decaying, YouTube doesn't want you anymore. when a channel starts dying, YouTube sees no reason to push these channels out anymore, these videos out anymore. And that contributes further to the decay and stagnation of these channels. If your channel isn't like evergreen content like tech, finance, drama, or gaming related, uh, even or not evergreen, but if it's not current topic, your channel will see the stagnation and lack of support faster and faster. And I've personally witnessed it on channels that I love, channels that I adore, channels that I'm subscribed to. And a lot of these people, they've just given up. They just don't upload anymore. They don't live stream anymore because it's not worth skinning the cat. The effort required to skin the cat is not worth, the juice, squeezing the juice. The effort to squeeze the juice is not worth, the output of the juice that is being squeezed. And this goes beyond viewers not watching. This goes beyond people unsubscribing. This is, I personally believe this is like algorithmic suppression. This is on purpose by YouTube to push out these channels and to promote more current day topics and to promote current, lower quality content to get the viewers more used to this type of content. They don't want people, uploading deep dive documentaries or exposés or things of that sort because, like I said, it's fast food junk type of videos that these people that these viewers want, particularly kids and younger teenagers and such. And that's what YouTube wants because the more these videos do better, the more they make ads off of the videos, and obviously it benefits the creators too because they get more money that way, right? And it's sort of like a brain drain on the platform. Once all your higher quality videos and content creators leave, then there's not really a point anymore for YouTube to exist because it's all just going to be a circle jerk. And I'm going to say this right now. Don't listen to the circle jerk discussions when it comes to the smaller creator groups on Reddit and Facebook and such. There is no such thing as a consistent way to grow, or there's even a plan anymore ever since YouTube started selling a real life promotion features using bots and views and stuff. Now more than ever, you are a slave to the algorithm and to Google itself as it transitions from a place of creators who upload fun videos to a place for porn ads, crypto ads, gambling ads, and slimy, no moral content creators who scam little kids and viewers who don't know any better. And I'm going to go into conspiracy theory. I don't care how stupid it makes me sound. I don't care how jealous it makes me sound. Almost every big channel that makes it big nowadays is some sort of grifter or immoral operation. I personally believe that some of these channels, or most of these channels, have to be some sort of ex-YouTube employee or someone that has a very, 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 very deep knowledge of social media, as well as, if not just social media, but of the YouTube back end. I have personally seen channels that will pop up out of nowhere. They have no social media links. They have no presence on the internet. There's nothing tied to them that makes them, believably human, or they just spawn out of nowhere. And these channels will upload one video, and that one video gets them hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views, as well as hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they keep building it up, and the algorithm just loves it, and it just keeps sending these videos out and out and out, and they get even more subscribers. And I've personally witnessed, I've seen this particular channel, and I'm not going to say who it is, but they've started uploading on just some general content. First video, million views. Second video, million views. Third video, million views. Fourth video, million views. And it's the same topic, and they just keep, and it's just like a snowball. It keeps going and going and going. And guess what they do as they upload more and more and they get more subscribers? The second there's an inkling of monetization, there's a TikTok shop, there's a freaking clothing shop, there's a mug shop, you know what I mean? And they're farming the channel. They farm the channel, right? This is real. They farm the channel out, and then they sell the channel to private equity or some sort of channel network, right? And then they take the money and run, and they do the same thing on a new channel, right? And it's just ridiculous to see for newer creators to do it. You can call me paranoid, you can call me jealous, you can call me whatever, right? If I see a rake, I'm going to call it a rake, if you know what I mean. And I think it's personally just happen too much to be a coincidence, you know? And I kind of want to rag on these channels a bit. Also, like, pay attention to how these channels take sponsorships and what they call their viewers and people who they owe everything towards. These creators who try, like a lot of the smaller creators too, but it's more like the big creators. They think that their viewers are like guinea pigs, which technically they are because they're uploading to these type of people, and but the people don't realize this, right? It's like fodder for the algorithm. They only care about watch time. They only care about click through rate. They do A/B testing on their thumbnails and titles. They spam their links in the description, monetization links, store links, Patreon links, course links, et cetera, et cetera. And they genuinely don't view their subscribers or their viewers as genuine enjoyers of the video. It's like a content farm where they just want to upload whatever will hit that next dopamine rush, and what makes them want to come back to the channel no matter how clickbaity is, no matter how much they have to line the thumbnail or the video, or how much they stretch the video out, how much they lie about their sponsors or whatnot. And if it was up to the viewer or up to the content creator, these channels would never want these viewers to leave, right? It's very disgusting how much a lot of these bigger YouTubers and even the smaller YouTubers' lives are spent micromanaging what they say, not saying anything politically incorrect, or not saying, maybe they say, a slur or two, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just being the least abrasive person possible, right? A/B testing thumbnails and titles, choosing which sponsors pay the most, how to keep their, audience addicted. It's a very fake type of thing, right? And, I just want to toot my own horn, but I I don't want to make this video seem like it is, but I don't make clickbait thumbnails. I don't tell people who watch my channel to like and subscribe. I don't spam my links in the description. Nor do I do A/B testing or use AI in any of my art or creation of my regular videos. I have used AI, particularly Gemini, to help me research things, but I always double and triple check my resources or my sources, and I do not rely on this wholesale, which should be the intended use. And a little bit of a side tangent, I think people who spam no AI at all and they denounce someone for using even a little bit of AI, whether it's for research, whether it's for medical purposes, whether it's to help use an Excel spreadsheet, are the same people who are just as annoying and misinformed as the people who are all, pro AI, let's steal all the art, it doesn't matter what your rights are, and pro data centers, let's put a data center in every backyard, you know what I mean? There are two sides of the very same coin. I'm a more reasonable person, and I like the more reasonable people who are in the middle, who can acknowledge the slight upsides of AI and the practices it can be used in, such as medical and helping with smaller tasks like research and maybe some image editing, thumbnail editing, some image editing and stuff like that, and the very massive downsides. And I should rephrase it as LLM generated content and the reliance on LLM generated content in general. I have not used AI in my thumbnails or my videos, but I have used it to help me research. Saying that again, for my short stories and coming up with names, researching histories, very quickly looking up some story summaries so I don't have to, it's just mainly used to help me save time. And that's not meant for me to be more lazy. It's just that I can use my time more sparingly for something else. And I understand how it's a slippery slope, and I do keep that in mind as I use a lot of the, as I use, Gemini AI and other AI, right? But yeah, that's my take on it. So this isn't a video to say, woe is me, I deserve to be paid for my hard work, because I know that's not how this works. Just because someone works hard, or that I work hard and voluntarily spend my time on this platform, that may be because, I deserve whatever it is I feel owed to me. The point of this video is to illuminate people who think it's basically all sunshine and rainbows, and that a person simply just needs to work harder and they'll make it somewhere as a YouTuber, as a content creator on this hellscape of a platform. There has been a lot of backlash on these new policies on Reddit, on YouTube, videos similar to the one I'm making right now, right? And I'm however small this video is, however much this video is algorithmically suppressed or whatnot, to lessen the backlash is probably, it's probably obvious, right? Because YouTube wants to push whatever they want to push, and that they are a monopoly on this platform, and they will force you to do whatever it is. I just wanted to highlight the effect it has on smaller content creators and people who are genuinely trying to make a living on this platform, and people who, not even people who just want to make a living on the platform, but people who upload for fun, because that's what I do. I upload for fun. I don't really care whether I make a living on this platform. It's just that if you're going to make it less fun and less viable to make the living on this platform, then a lot of people are just going to stop uploading and move away. And once that happens, then all that's left is just a circle jerk of robots and AI content and big companies, right? We as smaller creators don't have, teams to tell us what to do or to help us when things go wrong, right? We use all our time to create and make whatever it is we want to make. And so we very much don't have time for other things. It's a balancing act, and it's probably more of a likelihood to hit the lottery than to make a living doing something creative on social media platforms and just platforms in general in 2020. We are not robots. We cannot upload AI or LLM types of content. If by some miracle one video does blow up, it's a crapshoot on whether we can follow up on it or not, when it comes to life circumstances and such, right? Being expected to consistently post about the same topics and scenarios for years on end is genuinely achievable for any level-headed and well-rounded human being without dropping moral or quality standards, right? We don't have the safety net that these bigger YouTubers have, and thus that leads to less algorithmic presence and a drop in views and subs after these policy changes. And it's just a big toilet drain. And when you try to get back on that horse, I've seen this many times, when you try to get back on that horse, when you have a lot of viewers, a lot of subs, and you stop uploading and you try to get back on that horse, it's basically near impossible after a channel is not deemed worthy and YouTube just doesn't want to push it anymore, right? That's why you have these older YouTubers from, what was it, like 2006 or whatever, that try to upload, and they have millions of subscribers, but they only get 5K views per video. That's literal suppression by the algorithm, because how do you have millions of subscribers and you only get 5K views per video? You have I understand most of them are dead accounts, but even after purgings by YouTube for these dead accounts and for bots, they still have millions. It's literal suppression. There is no way, shape, or form you can deny that. You know what I mean? And there have been tricks to get around it. Maybe you make a new channel or whatever, but I've seen successful YouTubers, they have a successful channel, they, back in the day or whatever, and then try to make a second channel, and their second channel has literally 0 views, 0 subscribers. It just goes to show that even people who have made it once, maybe made it even twice on this platform with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers, that they can't even consistently do it anymore because of how much this landscape has changed, right? On the ending note is that I just kind of want to pull up, let me see if I can pull up here, YouTuber statistics. YouTuber subscriber statistics. I'm sorry I don't have this pulled up anymore, but I had a here it is. I made a chart showing you what percent of channels rate different levels of subscribers. So 5 subs. So this, I don't know if this is accurate, but I've seen this before and I've seen this used very much. And this was in 2024. 5 subs, you're in the top 100%. 100 subs, you're already in the top, what is that, 40%? Yeah, you're in the top 53%. If you have 250 subs, you are in the top 40% of channels. 500 subs, you're in the top 30. 1,000 subs, you're in the top 20. And that's when you can viably get monetized, right? When you hit 1,000 subs and you get 4,000 watch hours. So when you're monetized, you are the top 20%. And these statistics are taken from Social Blade and vidIQ, right? You hit the top 1% when you have 100,000 subscribers. A lot of people don't know this. You don't even get your play button until you hit 100K. So by the time you get your play button, you are in the top 0.90% of channels. That's how insane it is on YouTube. And that's how insane the grind is. And that's how insane the statistics are for YouTube. I just wanted to point that out. You know, a lot of people don't realize that. And I just want to end it on this note here. My dream as a child, as a kid, as a teenager, was to become a YouTuber or content creator of some sort and make a living out of it. But just like everything nowadays, the gold rush is well done and dusted. The shovels have all been sold out. The miners have all left who came here first, and all that's remaining are the few miners, people who got the news late or who just arrived. And these guys are panhandling in the river for what is spare crumbs of nuggets left by those, the first people who arrived, who deemed these nuggets not worthy enough to grab and sell, right? So I'm just going to end it on that note. Whether you like this video or not, I really do not care. You know, I just wanted to say my feelings. If you even watch like the first 10 minutes of this video, thank you. You know, I expect people not to come to the end of this video, but I just want to get my thoughts out there. This is something that's been boiling up in me for a long time as a viewer, as someone who's trying to wean themselves off of YouTube and trying to do more creative things, and someone who's a creator, someone who uploads, someone who's an artist, story creator, a YouTuber, you know, things like that. I just needed to get this off my chest, and it's been a long time coming. I've tried to make videos like this in the past, but I just never really had a big reason to do it. But I just really needed to get this off my chest. And call me a conspiracy theorist, call me stupid, call me whatever, man. It's just how I feel, and from what I've personally seen on this platform as a child and as a fully grown ass adult, 26 years old, almost 26, right? So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you wish to support me and my videos, my artwork, my stories, and whatnot, all my payment and tipping links will be in my profile, as well as all my social medias. More videos, more artwork, more stories will come regardless. Just maybe at a slower pace, you know. Well, who knows? Goodbye for now, guys. I'll see you around.